so what? You don't have the money. You can always do what I'm about to share with you, and it's free. What I'm about to share with you doesn't cost you any money. This video is for Dreadman on 32s. I believe that's his YouTube name. Dreadman on 32s left a few comments on a video that I made recently, and I want to let you know, specifically Dreadman on 32s, before I get into this video, that I really appreciate the comments that you left. They really tapped into something that I'm really passionate about and that I believe in. The second thing I want to let you know, specifically Dreadman on 32s, is that I realize that in your comments, you're probably not talking for yourself. You're probably speaking for others. And the reason I'm letting you know that up front is because in this video, if you take what I'm saying personally, like I think that you are the one that you're talking about, if you take it that way, some of the stuff I'm gonna say in this video might piss you off. But I want to let you know before we get into this that I realize you're probably not talking for you, you're probably speaking for others. Let me bring you guys up to speed. I made a video recently titled, "You're Not Built to Be an Owner-Operator If." And in that video, I was talking about some of the mindset shifts that I believe an individual that works for someone needs to be able to make if they're going to be successful at becoming an owner-operator, at becoming an entrepreneur. And one of the points that I was making is that one of the mindset shifts that individual needs to be able to make is they need to be willing to invest in themselves. And I was making the point that if an individual can qualify for some type of CDL training funding, like a workforce grant or something like that, then go for it. But I was making the point that if an individual can't qualify for that, then you shouldn't sweat having to come up with the $5,000 or the $6,000 to invest in your CDL training to help you get your CDL. That was the point that I was making, and that's the point that Dreadman on 32s responded to. His first response to that, I believe to that point, was some people don't got the money to invest in themselves. My response to Dreadman sitting on 32s was, you really believe that? And his response back to me was, no. Believing is when someone tells you something and you strongly agree with it. I know that. In other words, he was saying, no, I don't believe that some people don't got the money to invest in themselves. I know that some people don't got the money to invest in themselves. He went on to say CDL school is $4K and up. You must grew up in a nice situation. Some people really living day to day. His next comment that he left said, now getting help from workforce and grants is another story, but money out of pocket some people can't do. Don't knock the game / the way people get to where they're going. Whole objective is to get there. Keep motivating, bro. More than one way to skin a cat. Again, Dreadman on 32s, I really appreciate your comments because they're giving me the opportunity to speak on something that, again, I'm really passionate about. First thing I want to say is, obviously I wasn't trying to knock the way that an individual gets to where they're trying to get to, okay? I was making the point in my original video, you're not built to be an owner-operator if. I was making the point in that video that if an individual could qualify for some sort of funding to pay for their CDL schooling, then go for it. The point I was making is that if they can't qualify for that, then don't let that be what stops them, what stops you from getting your CDL training. That's the point that I was making, and I think you understand that, okay? What I really want to talk about in this video is the idea that some people can't afford to invest in themselves. Let's address that. Because to be honest with you, when I first read that comment, Dreadman on 32s, my first response within my own mind was, so what? You don't have the money. You can always do what I'm about to share with you, and it's free. What I'm about to share with you doesn't cost you any money. So let's get into it, because in my opinion, this is what it means, what it is to invest in you. I got 5 bullet points that I want to share with not you, Dreadman on 32s, because based on your YouTube name, I'm assuming it's probably not yourself that you're speaking for when you're saying an individual might not be able to have the money or come up with the money to pay for CDL school. I understand with a name like that, it's probably not yourself that you're speaking for. You're probably speaking for others. I want to make sure you know that, okay? So the first point I want to bring up is none of the money on the planet belongs to anyone. Economics is money circulating. Money is always moving and flowing in my opinion, I believe that's one of the reasons why they refer to it as currency, because money is always flowing. That's the first point. Point two, there is no shortage of money on this planet, especially when you factor in credit. So all of the money exists for everything that we could ever want and that we could ever need. In this sense, money is kind of like oxygen. There's plenty of oxygen for all of us. And typically speaking, when an individual can't get enough oxygen, it's generally speaking, it's because something is wrong with them. And that's barring you being out on the West Coast, right up on those wildfires that are going on out there. Obviously, if a person can't get oxygen in that situation, it's because something is wrong with the environment. The point I'm making is there's enough oxygen for everyone. And generally speaking, if a person can't get enough oxygen, it's typically something wrong with them. And I see money the same way. So those are the first 2 points. None of the money belongs to anyone. It's always flowing, and there's more than enough that exists on the planet. Which brings me to point 3. What is the cost? What's the cost of bringing some of this money that exists in abundance and is always flowing? What's the cost of bringing it into our lives? In my opinion, I would say not much. Time and an idea, knowledge, focus, vision, creativity, discipline. In my opinion, these things are the cost of bringing money into our lives, and these things are all free. Increasing your value. This is something that anybody can do. For example, anyone can go out and exchange value for money. Anybody can go out and exchange some knowledge that they have or a skill set that they have in exchange for money. Anybody can go out and acquire a skill if they don't have one. You can go out and you can buy a book. You can acquire the knowledge that's in the book, and then you can exchange it for money. To me, this is what it is to invest in yourself. Anybody can spend time looking in the free section on Craigslist and go and get a couch that somebody has given away, bring it to their home, sand it down, refinish it, fix the broken boards, add value to it, make the couch something that somebody wants again, and then exchange that time that they put into that project for money. Anybody can do that. What's the cost of it? Just an idea and a little bit of time and creativity. Anybody can get great at researching information online to get the knowledge that they will come to exchange for money. Last month, my YouTube channel earned me $1,500. Now, I don't say that because I think that that's a big deal. I mean, a couple of reasons I'm saying that. One is because that in a few months could cover the cost of CDL schooling. And what was the cost of me doing that? What was the cost of that? Nothing but an idea and some time and some focused energy. Again, to me, this is something anybody can do. Heck, to be totally transparent with you, my YouTube income is what bought me the truck that I now drive. Go figure that one out. Anyone can do this, family. Anybody can go in Dollar General or Walmart and look in the clearance section and pull out your phone, and you can scan the items that are on the clearance section and see how much they're selling for on Amazon or on eBay. And when you run across something that there's enough of a margin in between what you can buy it for off of clearance in Dollar General and what you can sell it for on eBay or on Amazon, because those sites will tell you what the item can sell for. Whenever you see a margin in there, you can invest. You can buy that item and you can flip some money. All it takes to do this is creativity. It don't take money. It just takes drive and ambition. Heck, my cable bill is $200. If I cut that out, if I stop spending time watching TV, I can create an extra $2,400 for myself over the next year to invest in myself. Just if I stop watching television when I go home. Anybody can spend their time learning how to pay off debt so they can hold on to more of the income that they're working hard for. So what you don't have the money, you can always go and get it if you got some ambition. Again, in my opinion, this is what it is to be entrepreneurial. And that's the point that I was making in that video. I was saying that if an individual wants to work for themselves, these are the mindset shifts that they're going to need to make. Point number 4, in life, how you see things matters. Your perspective matters. What you believe matters. And what you feel you know matters. And the reason it matters is because it literally affects your actions. For example, have any of you ever had a really scary dream? Maybe you are falling off of the cliff. I know for me, a really scary dream is to be getting locked up and to hear the cell bars closing. Clink, 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 and you hear them. I've had that dream before. And whenever I have that dream, I can literally feel it in my body. Sometimes I'll wake up, and when I wake up, I can feel it. It feels like I'm really there. In other words, your mind doesn't know the difference between a real event and an imagined event. Because of that, how you see things matter, and what you believe matters. Your mind has a way of looking for what you believe to be true. In other words, for most of us, our minds serve as a tool to confirm what we acknowledge and what we believe, not to change what we acknowledge and what we believe. It's just how the mind works. Because of that, I would say that any individual, particularly an entrepreneur, particularly an individual that is having it hard right now, that individual needs to be willing to invest in whatever they need to invest in that'll help them change their beliefs and their perspectives and how they see life, because these things matter. Here's another way to say it. Every winter, it gets cold. And in the cold, there are people that freeze to death every single winter. And in the same cold weather, there are people that are skiing. Think about that. In the same cold weather, some people are freezing to death and other people are skiing, having the time of their life. The question is, what is the difference? And it's not skin shade. That's not what we're talking about, okay? What you believe matters. And if you believe that skin shade is what determines how you deal with the wintertime, you've already shot yourself in the foot. It is something that different that those individuals are doing that's enjoying the wintertime. Here's another way to say that. If you see a man on top of the mountain, don't assume that he fell there. Don't assume that he just showed up there. It probably took work. It probably took persistence. It probably took him having the ability to be able to climb to the top of the mountain. What's the point? People that are successful and happy and get what they want in life, that happens to them for a reason. So how do you become more like one of the people that enjoy the wintertime as opposed to the people that suffer in the wintertime? Generally speaking, create value. And anyone can do that. Why is it that you and I don't have a problem going to the store and giving $3 or $4 willingly for a loaf of bread? The answer is easy, because we would rather have the bread than the $3 or $4. I paid $20 for this hat. The question is, did I want my $20 more or did I want the hat more? Obviously, I wanted the hat more, so I willingly gave someone the $20. And this is what we're talking about right here, doing what needs to be done to attract money, to get money to come to you, because in my opinion, that is how money works. Anyone can go out and cut grass or offer to clean something for somebody, or offer to fix something for somebody, or offer to wash something for somebody, or exchange some service for money. And that can be done by anyone right in your own neighborhood. And if you or no one else that you know in your neighborhood has any money, because I do understand that some people are in that situation, then that's when you and your friends go to the internet and you meet people on the internet that you don't know, and you serve them and you monetize that right from your phone. That is all you need to be able to do this. All you need is a brain and your smartphone and some ambition, okay? This is what it is to invest in you. And that actually brings me to point 5. Anybody can invest in themselves when they have the money. You're not a real entrepreneur unless you're willing to invest in yourself when you don't have the money. Unless you're willing to sacrifice, go to work, do something, put in some hustle, put in some time to go and get the things that you need. That is what it is to invest in you. Investing in you goes a lot deeper than just you got the money already and this is where you're going to put it. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, you're not going to have the money and you still got to find a way. In my opinion, that's the mindset that an individual has to be an entrepreneur. And this, I would say, is why entrepreneurs are what they are. This is why entrepreneurs get tax breaks, because they actually come with the risk. They come with the ideas. They come with the ingenuity. They come with the creativity. They come willing to take the risk. They come willing to take the shots. That's why entrepreneurs are the backbone of the economy. And if you're thinking right now that, you know what, everybody's not built to be an entrepreneur, I would agree. It's not about everyone being built to be an entrepreneur. It's about an individual honing their ability to get what they want. And generally speaking, everybody wants something. Even the individuals that would say, I have everything I want. Even those individuals want something. You want people to treat you a certain way. You want people to treat your children a certain way. You want certain things to happen for other people. The point that I'm making is everybody does want something. And because everybody wants something, in my opinion, I actually would recommend that everybody, if they have the opportunity to, spend some time in sales. Because proper training in sales essentially teaches just that. It teaches an individual how to be creative, how to be resourceful, and how to get what they want. Now, I'm obviously not advocating for sales, and I'm not saying that everyone needs to be an entrepreneur. What I am saying is everyone, especially those that feel they don't have, everyone should be invested in honing their ability to get what they want. No one has what they feel they need to have in order to do what it is that they want to do before they do it. They find it along the way. They create it along the way. They build it along the way. It really all goes back to an individual's ability to not just rely on resources, what they have, but relying on their ability to be resourceful. Because it's not about what you have. It's more about your ability to get what it is that you want. So again, Dreadman on 32s, I appreciate your comment. Again, it gave me the opportunity to address something here that I'm really passionate about. Because when an individual says something to me like that, I find it hard in my own personal life to allow an individual to be in my presence and disempower themselves. And the comment that you made essentially spoke to that. So again, I really appreciate you making the comment. I want you, Dreadman on 32s, to share this video with anybody that you may know that you hear talking like that they saying what they don't have, saying what they can't get. I want you to share this video with them. And if you decide to do that, do me a favor, let me know down in the comments who you choose to share this video with, if you choose to share it with anyone. Don't ever let yourself believe a statement that sounds like that. I don't have the money to invest in myself. Because if that's your attitude towards life, you're just gonna suffer. Maurice Bay, the Helpful Trucker here. For more helpful CDL tips, go here or consider subscribing to my YouTube channel right here. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but instead you chose to be here with me, and I really appreciate that.